It's June in my garden, and I've been busy. The plants are alive, some of the flowers are blooming, and there have been many projects that I've undertaken. Join me today as I give you a tour of the garden and show and discuss some of those projects. Hi, I'm Gardener Scott, and this is the 6th in a series of gardening videos, the tours and the projects that I do every month to give you an idea of what a typical year looks like in my garden. And June is one of the most productive months of the year from a plant perspective, but also from a project perspective. The days are warmer, it's easier to get outside, and there is a long list of things to accomplish. And June is when I do a lot of the building and the development in my garden. This has been my biggest accomplishment this month. For years, I've been planning on fencing in my vegetable garden, and I finally got to it. It took a number of days, and I've got this fence in place. The fence extends all the way around these raised garden beds, primarily to keep the dogs out, but also the deer. And now I can plant in a bed like this hugelkultur bed and everything else in this garden area without worrying about those animal pests getting in. I have plants growing in all of my garden beds now. I brought out the tomatoes and transplanted in that bed and that bed. I've got peppers in that bed. Now I've got cool season plants, primarily beets and some carrots growing in these beds, but that didn't stop me from putting new seeds in. The beets are going to be harvested within the next couple weeks, and there are already small cucumber seedlings growing amongst the beets. And over there, I have some squash plants that are growing, and I have some melon plants over there and pumpkin plants over there. So the season is fully active. It's just a matter now of having the patience and taking care of all these plants so that in a couple months, I'll be able to harvest. You probably noticed all of the shade cloth in the vegetable garden beds. In this area, I went ahead and covered it, as I do every year, with hail cloth. Between the hail and the shade cloth, I am protecting my plants, not only from the harsh Colorado sun, but from the thunderstorms, the hail that inevitably comes in July and August. It took me a while to plant all of my tomato plants. I've got a long row there, a long row here, a long row there, in addition to the ones that are in those separate beds. I went a little overboard this year. I started a lot of seeds, and I ended up with more plants than I was planning for. 75 tomato plants are in this garden this year. And so I was running a little short of space. I'm trying something new. A lot of the plants in this area are actually doubled up. Instead of planting a single plant and then 15 or 18 inches away another single plant, I'm growing a lot of double plants as a test, an experiment to see how well the plants actually do when they're in good soil but growing side by side. This bed is all pepper plants in addition to the bed on the other side, but I'm doing something different this year. I've never tried before. I'm growing peppers from the Americas, from Mexico and Central America in particular, like the ají crystal and the Zapotec jalapeno and the chiltepin. I've never tasted these peppers, but they look very interesting. So I'm growing a whole bunch of them, and I'll discover how to use them, how to preserve them, and of course, how to mix them into some wonderful dishes with a little extra spice. This is a project I've been wanting to do for a while, and I finally got it done this month. I covered my entire Planta greenhouse with shade cloth to cool it down inside, and I'm already seeing a big difference. It didn't take long to put this in place. It did take a long time deciding on doing it, and then getting it, and then finding a good day. But it's here now, and I love it. As I described in earlier videos in this series, the roller coaster ups and downs of the weather in the spring just totally devastated my fruit trees. I'm getting no fruit this year because of a very late, very cold freeze. But my elderberry is looking great. So this gives me that opportunity to make some elderberry jelly, some elderberry syrup, to maybe even try elderberry wine. I love seeing success like this in a season where so much went wrong with my fruit production. My daylilies are beginning to bloom. Now, they suffered a lot. They had begun growing in February and March, earlier than normal. So when that freeze hit, it really caused some damage with the leaves and the developing buds. But they've bounced back. I'm looking for a big splash of color in the month ahead. And during this month, I've been potting up a lot of my volunteer plants, particularly my strawberries and my raspberries, because I'm moving them to the other garden. So while I'm maintaining all this space and doing all these projects, I have a lot more at the other site. Let's go there now. Here in my second garden, June has been a very productive month. One of the highlights is this tree. It looks like it's been here a while, but it's only been a couple weeks. It started as a bald and burlapped tree. We dug the hole, we put it in, and then we added all of the brick and the flowers at the bottom. That sterling silver linden tree was put in that spot to grow big and shade this whole grassy area. But this tree was put in this spot because it's fun. I've been wanting to grow one of these for a very long time. This is a Harry Lauder's walking stick, or a contorted filbert, and the branches are all twisty, and it becomes just a showstopper in the fall. But in June, this was definitely one of those highlight moments, finding this tree and putting it in place. This bed was in another area of the garden. And this month, we emptied it, moved it, and then filled it with new, good soil. And I've begun by growing some herbs. And there's going to be a lot more herbs growing in this bed. That bed was in this back corner of this garden bed. With the area reclaimed, it was an opportunity to put in new sedges and perennial flowers. This whole area will be filled with every plant that we can stick in. This back area saw a lot of work this month. It's beginning to take shape. Digging soil, moving it, creating some of the pathways that are going to lead to other areas. And, of course, actually constructing some beds and putting plants in them. These 3 beds are the beginning of the vegetable and fruit garden back here. In this bed, I already have raspberries planted. In this bed, there are some strawberries, just a few, struggling already, but there are plants in the ground. And this bed, we still have to work on the soil. There's no plants there yet, but they're coming soon. In this bed, I planted some blackberries. Now, I amended the soil, just so we can get the berries growing as soon as possible. At some point, I'll go ahead and edge this to create the borders of a bed. This month, it was just most important to get them in the ground. It may sound simple, but the basic act of running a dedicated hose to this back area so that I can do things like water the asparagus bed. This is huge. Dragging a hose from the top and down and back to the top every time we needed to water was a bit of a pain. But now, having a dedicated hose back here, makes the whole process easier and more likely to happen. The flowers have done a great job of giving us their color in these garden beds. They're exploding with blues and pinks and purples and yellows and whites. I love this area. And when we see the plants that are doing so well and beginning to flower, this is a time to look at the gaps that are in the garden, at spaces where another plant needs to go. Yesterday, we went on a tour of local gardens and getting the ideas. Whenever you do a garden tour, look for how others are doing it. Finding varieties that we didn't even know about now have a potential home in these garden beds, in that spot, or that spot, or that spot, or that spot, because the goal is to have this whole area filled with color from the season start to the season end. So you can see I've been busy. Some big projects, some smaller projects, lots of planting, lots of garden to take care of now. June was frantic. July, things are going to quiet down a little bit. I'm going to be doing some traveling. So a lot of the work I did this month was because I won't have the time to do it in July. But I will be back for the next video in this series to show you what I was able to accomplish. And I suggest you see some of what led to this point by watching one of these videos next. I'm Gardener Scott. Enjoy gardening.